Hey guys, I'm back again, and as you can see, I look very different than I usually do. The reason is very simple. I did not put on foundation or anything. The only makeup that I have on is on my eyes, and that is it. Today, we're gonna test out something awesome. The Guerlain Lore, and I posted a picture on my Instagram of this during the beginning of the summer, I believe, and I said to you guys, I bought it and I kept it in this little packaging, and I told you guys we're gonna test this out together as soon as I'm back home after the summer, and today is that day. So basically, this is a Radiance Concentrate with pure gold makeup base. Now, the whole pure gold thing, I'm gonna be honest, I think it's a load of bull, but it looks very, very nice, obviously. We're gonna get it out of the packaging, and on online I saw the price, and I believe in euros it was around 60 or 66 euros, which is a lot. I don't think anybody doesn't know about this thing, because on YouTube it's been all over the place on YouTube. Every single bigger beauty blogger is or vlogger, whatever, is a really big fan of this, and I have been dying to try this out myself. But I'm gonna be honest, 66 bucks for a primer, that's a lot of money. So I did not pay full price. I'm just gonna be honest. I had a little card, and I went to the Ici Paris Excel here in Holland, and I had a card. I could choose anything I wanted, 40% off, with the exception of La Mer and Urban Decay, because they're never on sale. But I saw this fella, and I asked her, could I get 40% off of this? And she said I could. So obviously I did it immediately, and that's how I bought it. As y'all know, I pretty much never pay full price on anything because it's ridiculous. They're ripping you out. Okay, so the bottle is beautiful, and as y'all know, there are specks of gold in here. The first thing that I'm actually gonna do is clip in my hair, because I cannot stand filming and working with loose hair. I have to have my hair like clipped in backwards. Wow, that's one big giant mess over here. Okay, we can do that better. Anyway, I like to clip in my hair. And now, once we've clipped in our hair, let's start off with this little fella. Okay, so like I said, I only have my eye makeup ready. There's a mirror over here, and let's just put this. Ooh, I have no idea how much of this I'm supposed to put on. I have one drop going on here. It's very, very liquidy. So let's just put that on the face. Okay, I don't think one pump is gonna be enough for my entire face. Yeah, like I said, it's very, very liquid. Well, maybe one pump is gonna be enough. I don't wanna like use too much of it because it is so freaking expensive, you know what I mean? But it feels very nice. It's very, very liquidy, like I said. It feels nice. The specks of glitter definitely do stick on your face. So I'm assuming after you put on foundation, it's gonna give this like little glow effect or something. I'm not really sure. It feels nice. I already have on like my creams, moisturizer, you name it. I already did do that, obviously. But I did not put on primer because I wanted to test this one out. Okay, honestly, it feels nice. It is a little bit sticky, I'm not gonna lie. But perhaps that's even better for the foundation to stick on. I'm not really sure, but I know whenever I put primer on, I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes and then I'll put on foundation. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes and it still feels pretty sticky, but not as sticky anymore. It has been absorbed into my skin. I have to say my skin feels very nice, very hydrated, doesn't feel like dry or tacky or whatever. It feels really, really good. I will admit that. Now we're just gonna move on to foundation, and I'm gonna use my Real Techniques sponge, and right now I'm in between colors. It's really annoying because the summer is pretty much over here in Holland, and I had a color of the summer and the sun, but it's slowly fading away, and it's so annoying because every single day it's like a different color of skin, and it's just annoying because I cannot seem to match my foundation anymore. I'm using the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin in number 10 Ivory today, and let's just hope it'll match. I don't know. So if I am mismatched, I'm sorry, sue me, what the hell, it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? It's just really, really annoying when you're in between colors to put on foundation because you're mismatched every single time. Oh, and if anybody's wondering why I'm using this expensive of a primer with pretty much a drugstore foundation, like I said, again, I'm mismatched. But not only that, my more high-end foundations like Tarte or you name it are very light because I bought the lightest color because I was so pale. But now since I got color, the only darker one I have is from L'Oreal or this like in-between color of Maybelline. So literally the only darker color I have in my collection, and actually it isn't even dark because it's ivory, but still, to me that's dark, okay? Okay, so I just like to pop it everywhere on the face and just start blending it out. Okay, I just now noticed that one pump is actually not going to be enough, so I'm not really sure whether it's the primer or the moisturizer underneath, but it is quite sticky, so that kind of means that the foundation, when you put it on your face, it doesn't really go anywhere, which is really a good thing, but not a good thing if you're just putting it on. So yeah, another pump. Okay, so my foundation is on. What I've noticed so far is when you put on foundation after you've put on the Allure primer, your foundation sticks, and I mean it stays put, it does not move. One pump wasn't enough, 2 pumps was too much, when normally without this primer I only use 1 pump, which is enough for my entire face, but today it wasn't. 1 was just not enough, 2 was a bit overkill. Yeah, it definitely sticks on, so that's actually a very good thing because that will mean that throughout the day probably my foundation will not move. That's a good thing. The whole golden specks thing, I put on my foundation and I don't see any golden specks or whatever. So honestly, with the whole how much was 24 karat? No, 24 karat, that's a lot. Anyway, with the whole gold and things, it's just a load of bull in my opinion. I am gonna go ahead and set my eyes, I mean put on concealer, excuse me, with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I have the color Fair, which is pretty much the lightest one because I'm as pale as a ghost. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put on concealer. And now let's just smear it out. Wow, look how beautiful we always look with concealer. Look at that. Okay, so now that my foundation and concealer is on, I'm gonna move ahead with my Banana Setting Powder, and this one is, I believe, from Bella Pierre. It doesn't say so, but I think it's from Bella Pierre. We received this in a box somewhere, but I really like it because it's yellow and I have a very strong yellow undertone, so it's actually perfect for my face. Okay, so now that the whole powder part is done, we're gonna go ahead and move on with blush. And for blush, I'm using a Tarte blush in the color Thrilled. It's a very nice color with a very slightly like pinky undertone. That makes no sense. And I'm using my Real Techniques blush brush. So let's smack on some color on those cheeks because I'm so pale. Oh, that's a bit too much blush. Oh my goodness. And you know guys, I kind of forgot that this blush is quite pigmented, like very much pigmented. So now I have way too much blush and I have to kind of smear it out with my fingers. And honestly, I don't like using fingers when I do my makeup. I hate that because fingers are disgusting, but there's just way too much blush. Oh well, we're just gonna live with that. It's not the end of the world, right? Okay guys, I'm actually gonna skip highlighter today because I just did not put it over here and I'm honestly too lazy to get up and go get it. So no highlighter today. We're gonna move on to lips. And for lips, I'm using this pencil of Pete Zwei, which is the Perfect Look lip liner. Wow, I can't speak today. And then to top it off with a gloss of Hot Makeup in... it doesn't have a name, it just has a number. Yeah, so let's just move on with lips. Oh, and for the ones who are wondering why my lips are so pale, I actually put on foundation on my lips because it makes your lipstick pop, it makes your lipstick last so much longer, even lip gloss. So I always put on foundation on my lips. Okay guys, that is it when it comes to makeup. Now we're gonna use some setting spray and just spray that sucker on. And now we're just gonna have to leave it to dry and just kind of wave around like a walrus. And now that the makeup is set, everything is done, let's remove this little fella, put your hair back in its place where it belongs. Okay, that is it guys. Honestly, my thoughts on this little fella, this was like a whole makeup tutorial when actually this whole thing was just about this little sucker. I'm not gonna bash it. I'm not gonna bash it. You know why? Because your foundation sits on its place and it does not move. That is such a great thing. That's the one thing that you want from your primer, right? You want your foundation to look good and to stick. And that is exactly what this little fella does. However, I will be honest, paying 66 euros or 60 euros, somewhere around 60 euros, I think it was 66 though, paying that much money for this, is it worth that much money? Let me check the mirror one more time just to be sure. No, I'm just gonna be honest, the price is too high for this. I will be using it obviously for nights out and when I want to be like fancy and stuff, but there are so much more cheaper options out there. You don't have to have a primer that costs this much. So for the price, no. If you want to splurge on a primer, okay, go ahead. You know what I mean? It's a good primer, so I'm not going to bash the product because it really is good. But I just don't agree on the price. Even now when I look like in the little viewfinder, my makeup does look good, dare I say it. But I hope you understand what I mean. Like my makeup is in place, it's set, it doesn't move, you know what I mean? It looks good, and even when I look in the mirror, you know, it gives me good coverage, better than I usually get from this little fella, so this definitely does help. Every single thing that you expect a primer to do, this does. The whole gold thing, honestly, could have been left out. I honestly think that that is just a reason to jack up the price because, like, there's gold in here. That whole gold thing didn't really do anything for my face. The primer itself is awesome. Once again, I'm not gonna bash it because it is awesome. Is it worth the price? No, because there are way cheaper options out there from whatever brand you want, from like MAC, Too Faced, Tarte, you name it. Everybody has a primer. Smashbox has amazing primers for, I think over here in Europe it's like 38 or 39 euros when this is more than 60. You know what I mean? I honestly think that they might even be better. I will test them out once as well. But I do love using it. This is definitely more of an item that you want to have in your collection because it's so high end, you know what I mean? It's basically a brag item to say like, oh, you know, I got this. It's got gold in here. It's so expensive. I'm so awesome. Really? I'd like to thank y'all so much for watching, and I really hope this video was kind of helpful. Maybe you were debating whether or not you were gonna get this. But hopefully this video was helpful for you to know if you want to get it or not. It is expensive. Once again, it's a good primer. Don't get me wrong. It's a very good primer actually, but it is very expensive. And that's just that. The only thing that's mostly, well, actually the only thing that is really bugging me about this is the price. And all the other things are just awesome about this. So if you want to splurge on it, go ahead. If not, hopefully this video was helpful with that. I'm actually going to do this sort of a thing more often. I have the Anastasia palette that I bought, like I think it was called the Aurora palette, the glow kit. Anyway, I'm going to test that one out as well. I really like doing these things, and I think I might be going to the store and buy a Tom Ford makeup item, probably lipstick, just to see if it's worth that much money, because honestly, I am a kind of YouTuber that does not get paid for anything. So I'm not sponsored, I don't get paid, you name it. So I can give my honest opinion, and I'm not afraid to bash a company if they have a shit product out there. I will say it. Like with this little fella, it's amazing, I love it, but it's just too expensive, and that's just my opinion. Once again, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!